Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som känner konstnärer kan så felina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started with Jason, Ben, and Eric Caselius. It is a Monday. EK is generally with us on a Monday. We hope you guys had a great weekend betting and betting with us. Had a great start to the weekend, Friday and Saturday. We crushed it. Yesterday came back to earth, down to earth a little bit. That's how it goes. We do keep score here. We do let you guys know exactly how we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And for the length and breadth of this show, which launched about 2 months ago. So without further ado, and before we get into our bets of the day, Beltway Ben, how did it go last night? There we go. I chased a little bit of plus. I shouldn't say chase. I like the bets. I saw some plus money opportunities after crushing it the first 2 days of the weekend. That did not go so well. Spain missing 3 straight attempts at penalties did not go so well for us. We loved the under 2.5 total goals in regulation. We were on that. We also thought Spain would hoist the trophy. They obviously lost on penalties. I love the Brent Rooker play that Beltway Ben had there for the swinging Sacramento A's. And look, we're making bets in real time here. We're also constantly looking at the futures markets and making bets there where we see the value. So not everything we play is going to pay off that night. Beltway Ben, how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was tough finish just because we lost, and of course we lost the WNBA parlay. But you had Salon, who has 12 points and rebounds at halftime, and feel really good about it, and she doesn't grab another point or rebound in the game, which was just shocking to me. They get blown out, the Valks, which isn't great for our playoff future that we have on them, but still a lot of season left in the WNBA. Brent Rooker cashed in a second at bat, and then college football. I touched on it yesterday, but these next few weeks, we're really going to be getting into NFL and college football early lines in the week, a couple futures that we like just because it's starting to ramp up. And even Thursday might be some stuff in the Hall of Fame game that we like too.
Maybe. We won't force it. Maybe. And Eric Caselius joins us as he does every week. We're in a super Discord with Eric. You can go to any of our Twitter bios and look at the link tree and find out how to join there. Every bet we're making, we're also logging in that super Discord in real time. A lot of times the bets that we give out on Wanna Bet, we've already made previously. And frankly, the odds you're getting in the super Discord tend to be better than what you get by the time we do Wanna Bet. So EK, welcome back to the show. And you, as always, have the honors. First, second, third down, our 3 favorite bets. Fourth and long, we'll be looking at quick hitters today. It's not a fourth and long, it's a fourth and short today. We've been doing very well in the Nerfy and Yurfy markets. And then overtime, we're going to play Sell Me Something. EK is going to try to sell us on the Cincinnati Bengals as a win. Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Good. You're back.
Oh, sorry.
It's
one of those days. One of those days. EK, you have the honors.
You know, when it's not my show and I say nothing unless spoken to. I'm like a Puritan.
This
child.
is your show. It's our show.
That's the way it goes.
It's everybody's show.
Let me start with look. This could easily be my best bet of the day. The bets I like today are all pretty much about the same confidence factor. I like the White Sox and Philly first 5 under 4.5. Christopher Sanchez is in a groove and he is rolling. And the White Sox bats, which came out of the break hot, are starting, as you can see, to tail off. It's a really good spot for Sanchez here to keep the White Sox down. And here's the thing about Philly. Their lineup seems to be going in the wrong direction right now. Let's look at what they did yesterday. They had 3 runs, 3 solo home runs, and 2 were by a rookie who happened to knock 2 out, was probably not going to be in the lineup tonight. They're not exactly rolling. The record looks good, but the bats are only okay. So I'm going to take the first 5 under 4.5 in a spot where I think I'm getting a great pitcher, an underrated pitcher, and against 2 lineups that are not in their greatest form of the season right now. 5 runs asking a lot.
Beltway Ben.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this Cubs Brewers series. I'm going to go with the Cubs to win the series at minus 115.
Interesting.
On DraftKings, both sides are minus 115. Super exciting series, and this is going to feel like playoff baseball in July, right? These are two of the top teams in that division, two of the top teams in the MLB as it is, but I'm going with the better team. The Brewers might have the pitching advantage, but the lineup, Chicago does a lot more damage, and they have a lot more guys who have been in these types of series, in these types of must-win games compared to the Brewers. You have to take this series if you're the Cubs, just because Milwaukee, we know how hot they've been. And I know the Cubs have a lot easier schedule down the stretch, which fares well for my future parlay, but it starts with game one tonight. And we've seen Murphy be a little tight with Mizorowski's innings. And I know it's just 2 starts. He pulled him after 3 innings. One, he was getting shelled. The other, he had a few guys on and he was being careful. He did go 6 innings in between those starts, which in a divisional tight game you expect. But again, I do think with how good the Boyd's been, he should be able to battle. I think game 3 is going to be tough with Freddie P on the mound, but if they can take 1 and 2, I'll feel good. And the Cubs, 29 and 24 on the road, which is the best in the MLB. So I really like them in this series.
EK and I have some thoughts on that series as well, at least tonight's matchup that we'll get to. I'm going to the soccer markets on first down. I'm taking Malmo, Rigas, both teams to score in the second leg of their Champions League qualifier that will resume tomorrow. Look, a lot of my soccer bets are situational. Malmo scored 4 in Latvia in the first side of this, right? So they've got a 4-1 advantage already on aggregate. So being at home, are they going to have to chase goals? No, but with that sort of an advantage, you are still going to play soccer for at least the first half. And they're going to put up a goal in the first half of this to make themselves feel comfortable. Rigas has to sell out to score. And the one thing about Malmo is even in the previous round where they're playing a small Estonian side, they did concede in each half, each leg of that 2-leg qualifier. They have been conceding a little bit more than usual in Sweden. And again, when you're up 4-1, like you can try some things, you can experiment. You're going to play some younger kids who don't see as much action domestically. So I like both teams to score. I'm jumping this now because I actually played it over the weekend and it was more like -10. So it's moving away from us here. But I've been playing a lot of Malmo bets. I've had a pretty good feel for them, and I'm riding them in the BTTS markets here. Second down, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, second down, I'm going to go with a little parlay here, and it's the Astros on the money line plus Corey Seager to get a base hit. I've talked about attacking Kashanowitz as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Corey Seager should get to him. The last time these two faced off, we played Seager's total bases, which cashed in his second 2 at-bats before getting pulled because they were up so many runs. We know how good the Rangers have been. Both of you do have them to make the playoffs, and it's looking pretty likely now that they're going to get in. But if you look at the Astros here tonight, Framber Valdez on the mound at home, 5-1, 1.66 ERA. Since the start of June, he's made 4 starts, 24 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs that he's given up. They're coming off of getting swept in 4 games by the Vegas A's, Sacktown A's. And the offense has to be better, but Framber should be able to limit a Nats lineup that's not very good. Brad Lord's making his 7th career MLB start. He's banged around between being a reliever this year a lot, and they've given him a couple starts. He started earlier in the year. They moved him to the bullpen, and then last outing, they moved him back into the rotation. He was fine, but this Astros lineup should be able to get enough off of him and get to that bullpen early enough because Lord did just throw 4 innings in his last start, so he's not going to go very long. Worst bullpen in baseball against Framber Valdez. I like both of these to parlay at -119.
Second down for me. I mentioned you're going to hear a lot about me in that Cubs-Brewers game tonight. I love the under 4.5 here in the first 5. Milwaukee's a dead under team. And Milwaukee, they hit better on the road than at home. They've got a 636 OPS against left-handed pitching at home. They also strike out over 24% of the time against left-handed pitching at home. They're bottom 10 run production team against left-handed pitching at home. How about Matthew Boyd in the first 5 innings of games, gentlemen, on the road? 1.87 ERA in the first 5 innings of games on the road. That is fifth in Major League Baseball. Milwaukee 62-42 to the under on the season in the first 5 innings of games. Chicago a 500 over/under team in the first 5. And look, I don't think Mizorowski's getting the quick hook in this one. I at least hope he doesn't. He's thrown 16 innings pitched at home this season and allowed 1 earned run. So I'm on the under there. What about you, EK?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the NFL in this one and give you a futures. And by the way, you mentioned Lord. I'm looking at Lord under strikeouts. It's 3.5. I'm hoping it nudges to 4.5, and then I'm going to pounce on it with 2 feet. But I'll put that up in the Discord as soon as that changes. And again, one more little plug for the Discord: 11-3 this weekend in the Discord picks. So if you're not doing well personally, come join us. If we help you with 1 or 2 bets a month, it more than pays for itself. Anyway, this is one of my very best NFL plays. I'm going to take the 2 teams in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to play them both under 12.5 wins. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm looking at every metric, and I think they're going under. And it is now a flat bet. I mean, we're at minus 104, minus 108, depending upon where you're looking at different books, but it's a really nice price. First of all, both teams had at least 3 close wins last year. 80% of the time you have 3 close wins, you go under the next year. They both fall in that category. Super Bowl loser goes under 75% of the time. They're in that category as well. Both teams sit guys week 17 if they don't need it, and they give away that game, which we may end up having or not having. And then I look at Kansas City. Not only do they have a division that's brutal with the Chargers and Denver, they got to play Philly. They got to play Baltimore. They got to play Detroit. They got to go to Buffalo. They got to play Houston. And they're not getting all these close wins again this year. And then we have Philly. Who did Philly make mad? I was going to say a word,
You can do it. Let it fly, brother.
But who did Philly piss off that they have this schedule? I know that schedule is a formula.
Fart.
But here's the deal. You get Dallas. You get Washington. And then here we go. Here's the road games: at Tampa, at Kansas City, at Minnesota, at Green Bay, at Buffalo, at the Chargers, at Dallas, at Washington. What are we doing here? And then they got to go play Detroit, Denver, the Rams. It's like they said, who is the most impossible schedule we can give? And they lined them up in order against Philly. And they got to go 13-4 to beat me? No chance. Kansas City's overrated, and Philly's got a gauntlet. Neither team goes 13-4, and it's even money. I love this play. It's one of my top 3 NFL plays.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Third down, right? Everybody's giving their second down bets.
Yes.
Third down, I'll go first. I love the Marlins. I love the Marlins on the road. We've made money on the Marlins, and we're going to lay the half run here for the plus money. The Marlins on the road are 33-17 against the spread in the first 5 innings of games. They're 15-3 on the run line, their last 18 road games. You look at them as a road dog, 58-32. Like, all right, and they are a dog in this game. 33-17 on the road, on the run line. Palante's got a 5 ERA at home for a fading and failing Cardinals team. The Cardinals are 7-14 their last 21 at home on the run line. St. Louis as a favorite at home, 10-20 on the run line. Miami's bullpen gives me the heebie-jeebies every once in a while. I don't think it's great. And look, if you look at what's happened on the last 5 times on the mound for Palante through 5 innings, he's trailed Colorado by 4 runs. He trailed Arizona by 7 runs. He's trailed the Nats 7-1. He was 0-0 against the Phillies for 5 innings. He trailed Chicago by 2 runs after 5. So Milwaukee's the much better first 5 team. I think Milwaukee is obviously a better road team than the Cardinals are a home team. And I like the way Miami's scoring runs right now. So I'm going to lay the half run with Miami, cut the game in half. EK, what you got?
Well, I love that play, and that's one I've been trying to find a way to play Miami. I was looking at just first 5 straight up. I'm going to go after Rich Hill. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I know it's a nice story, and everybody's like, look what he did first time out. first time out, you sort of have that like Kevin Costner in that baseball movie when he's on the mound at Yankee Stadium, and everybody's kind of cheering from you. And then second time out, reality sets in.
Yeah.
And I think reality sets in tonight for Rich Hill. Give me Atlanta over 2.5 runs in the first 5. This is what I'm going to go right at him. I think he's living a lie. And look, I know the Braves season is done, but the bats are still swinging and they still have potency in that lineup. This, though, is clearly a play against Rich Hill being able to get 15 outs without getting touched up a little bit. And the way it works in first 5, as you guys know, you got to sort of go through the best part of that lineup 3 times. I don't think he gets there. And if they pull him out early, even better for us. It'll be because he's gotten touched. So give me Atlanta to score 3 runs in the first 5 innings.
I hope so. I hope so. I've been burned by the Braves too many times. I love to see my guy Meatball. I can't even put up Choppy. I can't even sprinkle on that one. This is Chopper, aka Copper. But I can't. I'm just showing him because I love him and he's getting really old. But I just don't trust the Braves, guys.
Yeah, I mentioned how many times I was going to attack Rich Hill. Every time he pitches, we should. And he got lucky the last outing against the Cubs and still didn't throw well in that one. So I will be on that as well, EK. But my play here for third down, we're going to go with Natasha Cloud over 5.5 assists. And when you look at, the past few games that she's had, she's only gone over it once. And that was last game where she had 9 assists. But I do think we're going to see a strong showing from her with Brianna Stewart out. With Stewart out, the ball's going to be in her hands way more. And the Wings are allowing 22.3 assists per game, which is the most in the WNBA, with the ball in Cloud's hands a lot more. Sabrina Ionescu has been very, very good scoring when she needs to. So Cloud's going to be bringing it up a little bit, dishing out some assists. I do like her over that 5.5 mark because Brianna Stewart's out.
Excellent. Now it is time for 4th and long or short. And today we are going short because we've had a lot of success in cutting some of these baseball games in particular down to an inning or 3 innings or 5 innings and betting it that way. We don't always have the longest attention spans in the world. And hell, not everybody wants to sit through 9 innings of baseball. Let's cash for you early like we have been. EK, I have a feeling you and I might be aligned here, but you have the honors.
Yeah, I don't want to steal the thunder, but I know that you and I both found the same one. We've done very well this month on Nerfies. No run first inning. And I was surprised at this price, considering the pitchers we're getting, the dominance they've shown, the fact that these seem to be balanced lineups as opposed to having to see, Aaron Judge in his, when he's really swinging the bat here. And I'm going to go Cubs Milwaukee under, a half run, depending upon, like DraftKings posted as under a half run. Other places say Nerfy. You get the idea. No runs in the first inning. I'm going to go with this there. I love Matthew Boyd. You already gave the stats of how great he is and how great he is early. And then, Jacob. By the way, has anyone started calling him Les Mis? Because I think he should be Les Mis.
Ben doesn't get that, but
what
I
the nickname is.
Yeah.
Les Mis is really what he is. And so I'm calling them Les Mis. Anybody else who does it now, I better get credit. But I'm going to go with Les Mis in this spot. And Matthew Boyd, I think they mow him down. I had Skeens yesterday. He was almost an automatic not to give up one in the first. You're basically betting the other team, and that was a good price. This is a good price. Give me this one.
Yeah, to just piggyback off EK, and we are aligned here. I'm on this as well. You can you find Nerfies priced as low as -180. So for these two quality of pitchers and lineups where, especially the Brewers, they don't score a ton early, and especially not at home, I love this bet. Mizorowski's given up 1 earned run in the first inning. Ohtani took him deep. As far as I can tell, Ohtani's not in the lineup for the Cubs tonight. And that's not to say the Cubs don't have guys who hit home runs. They have plenty. But I like that kid to come out in a playoff atmosphere dealing. Boyd's got a FIP on the road in 10 starts this year in the first inning of 1.7. That's obviously great. And the Brewers are 62-43 to the Nerfy. They are a heavy Nerfy team. They have Nerfied in 9 of their last 10 games. And the only one that they didn't in that stretch yesterday, they weren't the team that scored the first inning run. So I love that. Where are you, Beltway Ben?
Yeah, I hate to do it, but there we go. It's the 3-way. And again, like,
wow,
we don't usually
love it.
We don't usually
doesn't
do
happen
this
very often.
I was about to say, we don't usually do this. So anybody watching, don't think we're all just piggybacking on the same thing. We switch it up a lot, but our goal is to win you guys money and to look at what makes the most sense and give you the best value. And we all jumped into it, and they already talked about all the numbers backing it up. But Jason made a good point where you can find Nerfies at -180. Like, look at any skiing start, and you'll notice on this show when we're taking a Skeens Nerfy, it's usually parlayed with something
Yes.
else to get us better value. This here, we don't have to do that. And they talked about Mizorowski. It's with the crowd at his back, how exciting and amped up he is. He should be able to do it. And then Matthew Boyd, the Cubs have really made him into way more than they thought they would. He's been really good in the first inning, as Jason said. So again, we don't usually do this where we all give out the same play, and it doesn't happen much. But our goal when we were researching this was find a Nerfy that you liked, and we all found the same one. And again, with those odds the way they are, too good for me to pass up on.
Excellent. Overtime. We hadn't talked NFL yet on this show. Let's correct that right now. Cincinnati Bengals. Interesting team. Obviously, they ended their holdout finally with Shamar Stewart. Still have one going on. Actually, I can't call that a holdout. He didn't have a contract, and I don't blame him for not signing that contract as it was previously constructed. Trey Hendrickson still out. It's been a team that has started slow. And the AFC is a tough conference, and that division, I think, is still pretty tough. You have the floor, Eric Casillas. You were going to try to sell us on some Bengals bets here.
All right. I'm, as you know, I'm an underplayer and I play against the public. Okay. I don't play a lot of, like sexy teams that everybody sort of likes because you got to pay a premium for that. I'm not paying a premium with my own hard-earned money when I'm wagering. So if I like an over and it's a public team, I'm checking it. I'm like Santa. It's a list I'm checking twice, right? And I've checked this and gone through it, and I went through game logs, and I looked at everything. How are we not betting the Cincinnati Bengals to make the playoffs? Alternatively, you can go over 9.5 wins. It's the same price. Pick one of those two that you like. But the Bengals to get to 10 wins, I like. I like the Bengals to get to the playoffs. You could even parlay those two if you can, and someone will let you, and really do it because one's going to correlate to the other. Let's look. Last year, it was the strangest year for Cincinnati. And I also bet against the strange happening twice. They lost week 1 at home to New England in the weirdest game.
Jacoby Brissett.
They turned it over all these strange times. Last play to Kansas City on a bad call. Washington late. Baltimore late twice where they probably should have won both games. Pittsburgh late where they should have won. If you look at the metrics, they had 5 games where their predictability to win was way higher than their opponents with less than 2 minutes to go. And they lost 5 times that way. And they were still 9-8. And the schedule's easier this year. I mean, I'm looking at it. Here are home games. Jacksonville, Jets, Chicago, New England, Arizona, Cleveland. They're putting it on a platter for these guys. So give me Cincinnati to either make the playoffs or go over 9.5 wins. It's essentially the same bet. Take the one that you can get in your favorite sports book. And this, to me, why are we not grabbing this now?
I'm sorry. I hate to do this, but I have to punt on this proposition, and I bring up the immortal punter, Adam Gase. I just can't get there for this money. I think Pittsburgh can win a game or two more than them. I prefer Pittsburgh at plus money to make the playoffs here than Cincinnati to do so for far less return. They had, I think, 4 losses last year where they scored 35 points or more. That scares me because I don't know that the defense is that much better. The interior of the offensive line still scares me a little bit. Zach Taylor coaching for his life scares me a little bit. Like Lou Anarumo was the problem there, really. Like we're sure that Al Golden's better than him. I've talked to some GMs about it who don't think that's the case. And the slow starts, while I don't think it's going to happen again this year, it has been a thing. The vibes there always seem a little bit off. The owner's a goofball. And it's a tough conference with a lot of great quarterbacks. And I just don't – all 3 levels of the defense give me pause. So I could not get there. What about you, Beltway Ben?
Yeah, I would say it's a lean for me. But again, at these odds, it's not even worth – I'm going to throw a choppy because we love showing the dogs. But like at these odds, I don't like throwing a few bucks on this isn't even worth it for me. But I do – if it was an official play, again, we talked about MVPs months ago, and Joe Burrow was – my choice for MVP. So for that to cash, I need this to cash. He's not winning MVP without making the playoffs. So I do slightly lean to them making the playoffs, but Jason touched on it. every phase of their defense sucks. Al Golden comes in, and Bengals fans want to tell you that that's the fix, right? That's exactly what they needed. No, they're still frustrating their players. The offense will be scoring 35 a game, but this is going to be, vintage Big 12, right? West Virginia scores. They're going to be 56-49, like those types of games. And in the NFL, I can't buy that enough. I do think the ball went against them a little bit last year, a little bit unlucky, and that definitely hurt. But again, this is minus 145. So I am not playing it officially. I lean them to make the playoffs, but I will not be playing it.
EK, I'm rooting for you. I do like the Bengals to score at least 24 points in week 1 against the Browns. But I just cannot get to the window on this one. That's been our show. Ben and I will be back tomorrow, continuing to look at WNBA, MLB. I have some other soccer bets, Leagues Cup, MLS against Liga MX. I've got some plays there I feel very strongly about. Some other Champions League qualifiers I'm looking at. We'll continue to hit on NFL props we like. Exciting summer here, and obviously MLB. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We hope you're cashing with us. Join our family. Check us out on YouTube. Hit everything you need on the Super Discord and the link tree and our Twitter bios. We'll see you tomorrow on WannaBet.